Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you all to today's Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita session. We will continue with our daily Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. In our previous session, we read that after Mahaprabhu delivered the Buddhists in that village where there were primarily only Brahmanas, and various philosophers had come to debate with Mahaprabhu, trying to prove their own philosophy. They all got defeated and accepted bhakti. So then there was a Buddhist leader who came along with all his followers when he heard about Mahaprabhu, and he tried to prove the 9 principles of Buddhism based on the authority of logic. And Mahaprabhu completely defeated him on the basis of logic, and they literally, feeling ashamed, ran away from there. But then they wanted to take revenge on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they came back, they made a plot, and they brought this large plate filled with untouchable food, yet calling it Mahaprasad and offering it to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. But at that time, a large bird came while they were offering it to Mahaprabhu. A large bird came and took the entire plate in its beak and flew away. But while flying away, it dropped all that untouchable food on the heads of all the Buddhist disciples. And the plate itself was also dropped, and it fell at an angle, so in such a way that the edge of the plate hit the head of the leader, the Buddhist leader, and his head got cut, and he started bleeding. He fell down on the ground unconscious. So all these disciples, they at that time realized Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is not an ordinary person, and they have committed a great offense at his lotus feet. So they ran to him, fell on his feet, taking shelter, begging him to please forgive them and also to revive their guru. So then Mahaprabhu advised them to chant Krishna's names loudly. Then when Mahaprabhu ordered them, first of all, he told them to chant. And then when they said, they started chanting on the order of Mahaprabhu. So by this, they actually got initiated. Then they were praying to Mahaprabhu to please revive their guru. At that time, the Lord said, go and chant the names of Krishna loudly in the ears of your guru. And they did that. By accepting the order of Mahaprabhu, they actually became initiated. By that, their chanting became pure, and they chanted, and by that chanting, the guru was revived. Not only was he revived, but he also started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna's names, the Lord Hari's names loudly. But then he wanted to go and, he submitted himself to the Lord. But before anyone could say anything, all the people standing there were astonished. And at that time, Mahaprabhu just simply disappeared from that place, and nobody could find out where he went. They couldn't figure out where he went. He just disappeared. So that happened. Then Mahaprabhu went to, we saw Tirupati and Tirumala, and there seeing the four-handed form of the Lord of Venkatachala, Lord Venkateshwara, Vaikunteshwara. He traveled on the hills of Tirumala. So he went to Tirupati and Tirumala. So Venkatadri, he traveled on Venkatadri. Then in Tirupati is a temple of Lord Ramchandra. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu took darshan of Lord Ramchandra, and then he offered many prayers in praise of Lord Ramchandra. And by his personal influence, he completely astonished everyone present there. From Tirupati, from the temple of Lord Ramchandra, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu came to the temple of Pana Narasimha or Panakala Narasimha Dev. If you remember, the significance or the speciality of this deity of Pana Narasimha is when the devotees offer Panakam to Narasimhadev, he drinks half of it and the remaining half he leaves as prasadam. So Mahaprabhu came there to the merciful Lord Pana Narasimha. Once again, he offered obeisances to Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, and in great ecstasy began to offer prayers in glorification of Lord Narasimhadev. And all the people were completely amazed once again, seeing the ecstasies of Mahaprabhu. These are not to be found in this world. So they were, by his influence, they were all amazed, wonderstruck. So from the temple of Tirupati and Tirumala, and then in Tirupati, he traveled on the hills of Venkatachala, and then he went to the temple of Lord Ramchandra, then to the temple of Lord Pana Narasimha, and from there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Shiva Kanchi and Vishnu Kanchi. So first, he came to Shiva Kanchi, and he took darshan of Lord Shiva. As a result of Mahaprabhu's influence, all the Shaivites, followers of Lord Shiva and Shiva Kanchi, the followers of Lord Shiva have a tilak like this, horizontal tilak, whereas Vaishnavas have vertical tilak. But when Mahaprabhu came to Shiva Kanchi, all the Shaivites, turned into Vaishnavas. So their tilaks, which were horizontal, now became vertical. By Mahaprabhu's influence, they all turned into Vaishnavas. Then from Shiva Kanchi, now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Vishnu Kanchi. And in Vishnu Kanchi, he took darshan of Lord Lakshmi Narayan. Once again, he offered obeisances and recited many, many prayers in glorification of Sri Lakshmi Narayana. he praised the Lord by chanting various praises of the Lord. Then, not only that, in great ecstasy out of love of Godhead, love of Krishna, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu began to dance and sing in many ways in front of Lakshmi Narayan deity. And he stayed there in Vishnu Kanchi for 1 or 2 days. About 2 days he stayed there. And as a result, all the devotees of Lord Vishnu became Krishna Bhaktas. So when he went to Shiva Kanchi, there also the Shaivites turned into Vaishnavas. And when he came to Vishnu Kanchi, by his influence, by his staying there for 2 days, by his influence, all the worshippers of Lord Narayan became Krishna Bhaktas. So we will now continue from there, what happened after that. Let me share the screen. So now, text 71. त्रिमलय देखी गेला त्रिकाला हस्ती स्थाने महादेव देखी तारे कोरिला प्रणामे त्रिमलय देखी गेला त्रिकाला हस्ती स्थाने. So Trimalaya means Tirumala. So all these temples were in Tirumala or around Tirumala. The temple of Lord Ramchandra, then the temple of Pana Narasimha. So all these are near Tirumala. Then Shiva Kanchi. After Shiva Kanchi, Vishnu Kanchi. Then after Vishnu Kanchi, now Mahaprabhu came to Trikalahasti Sthan. What is Trikalahasti? I think we covered this also. Trikalahasti. Tri means spider, Kala means serpent, Hasti means elephant. So these three were the devotees of, once there were these three devotees of Lord Shiva that worshipped Lord Shiva there, and as a result of being pleased by their worship, Lord Shiva manifested there. There is a self-manifest Shiva. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu came to Trikalahasti from Tirumala. Mahadeva dekhi tare korila praname. Once again, seeing Lord Shiva there, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu did pranams, offered obeisances. Pakhi tirtha dekhi koilo Shiva darshan, vriddha kola tirthe tabe korila gaman. So then from Srikalahasti, he came to Pakshi Tirtha. And in Pakshi Tirtha also there is Lord Shiva's deity. And from there he went to Vriddha Kola Tirtha. So this also we read. In Vriddha Kola is the deity of Lord Varahadev, if you remember. So what is the significance of Pakshi Tirtha? If you remember, there's a temple of Lord Shiva in Pakshi Tirtha, and the deity is known as Veda Girishwara. Why is this place called Pakshi Tirtha? Because 2 birds come there daily to receive food from the temple priest, and it is claimed that they have been coming since time immemorial. So from Srikalahasti or Trikalahasti, the Lord came to Pakshi Tirtha. So in Pakshi Tirtha also there is a deity of Lord Shiva, and his name is Vedagiri Ishwara. Why? Because those particular chain of hills is known as Vedagiri. So Vedagiri is Ishwara. Vedagiri or Vedachalam is the chain of hills there are called Vedagiri. So the Lord of Vedagiri, Vedagiri Ishwara. is the deity of Lord Shiva there. And this place is called Pakshi Tirtha because two pakshis or two birds come there every day to receive the prasadam of the deity from the priest. Then Shweta Varaha Dekhitare Namaskari Pitambara Shiva Sthane Gela Gaurahari. Then from Pakshi Tirtha, the Lord went to Vriddha. So who is the deity in Vriddha? Shweta Varahadev. He took darshan of Shweta Varaha, the white boar incarnation. So if you remember in the previous session, we discussed that Shweta Varaha appears on the first day of the month of Lord Brahma at the beginning. So every day there is creation. When Brahmaji wakes up in the morning, there is creation in the morning. When he wakes up, he has to create because there's partial annihilation every night. Up to Swarga, everything is annihilated. And Maharloka is vacated. Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka inhabitants stay. Janaloka, Satyaloka inhabitants are Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. Those inhabitants are engaged in their meditation. Lord Brahma in Satyaloka, along with all the other inhabitants where the planets are annihilated, they all enter there into Brahma, or they go to Brahmaji, and there Brahmaji is sleeping with all these living entities, dormant, for his night. And then next day morning, once again, he has to create. So this goes on every day. Every morning, Brahmaji creates. And Brahmaji has 30 days in 1 month. And each of the days is named. Just like we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, he has every day of his month has a different name. So the first day of Brahmaji's month is called Varaha Kalpa or Shweta Kalpa or Shweta Varaha Kalpa. Why is it called Shweta Varaha Kalpa? Because Shweta Varaha appears to lift the earth from the Garbhodaka Jal, Garbhodaka ocean. He lifts the earth. But the Shweta Varaha Dev is not the one who's fighting with Hiranyaksha. That is to be noted. So now, one more thing is, every day of Brahma, so I told you in the previous session that I will tell you about Rakta Varaha in the next session. So you see, one day of Brahma, just like we have in one day, we have 24 hours. The day is divided in time, according to time. One day has 24 hours, or you can say, one day. When you say actually one day and one night, that's how it is calculated. So there's 12 hours in the day and 12 hours in the night. So Brahmaji's one kalpa is also 12 hours of the day. Then his 12 hours of the night is another kalpa. That means there's that much time. One kalpa, kalpa's length of time is his night, when nothing is happening. He's just sleeping there. So during his day, the way we have 12 hours, and further, we see in the 11th chapter of the 3rd canto, the calculation of time, from the smallest unit of time to the biggest unit of time. The details are given, and there are names from the smallest. You know what is the smallest unit of time? The time taken by the sun to cross one atom, the distance of one atom, is called the smallest unit of time. Anu. That is called Anu. I forget now. Parama means the supreme, and Anu is the smallest. Okay. The smallest unit of time is when the time taken by sun to cover one atom. And what is the greatest unit of time? The time taken by the sun to cover the entire universe. That means that is the life of Brahmaji, 100 years of Brahmaji. That is the biggest unit of time. So that's the entire, the period of the entire creation. Brahmaji is 100 years. That means from the beginning of creation up to the annihilation. That's the largest unit of time. Because time appears with the glance of the Lord. And once there is annihilation, that Kala Shakti once again enters into the Lord. So therefore, there is no time after annihilation. Once again, when for the next creation, when he opens his eyes, when he glances, there is creation again. So these details are given in the 5th chapter of the 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. How the Lord is glancing. Actually, yeah, 5th canto. I mean, 3rd, 2nd canto, 5th chapter. So what I'm trying to say here is Brahmaji's one day is divided. One day, his 12 hours is divided into manvantaras, time periods. How many manvantaras? There are 14 manvantaras in one day of Brahmaji. Like we have 12 hours in one day, he has 14 manvantaras. What is one manvantara? One manvantara is the time period, you can say like the period of one government. Like we have, the ruling party, right? One particular government can rule for 5 years. After 5 years, there's a change of government. Like that, for one manvantara, there's one particular governing body, governing government. And after that, there's a change of government. So who all change? So in one manvantara, when one manvantara is finished, when the next manvantara comes, 6 things are changed. There's a different, so what are these 6 things that change in every government? Like there's a new set of people replacing. So the positions are the same. So 6 positions are reoccupied by different personalities. What are these 6? First is Manu. You have like the first Manu is called Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhu Manu. So then when Swayambhu Manu's period is over, when his Manvantara is finished, now there is next Manu coming. So Manu changes. Then Manu Putraha. So Manu's sons also change. So when there is a new Manu, because there is a role to be played by the sons of Manu also. Manu has a role and his sons are also having a role in ruling. So Manu changes, Manu Putras change. Then Indra, you get the post of Indra is occupied by a different personality. And then there are demigods who are just like Manu Putras are assisting Manu. The demigods are assisting Lord Indra. So the demigods will change. The set of demigods will change. Different personalities will come. Manu, Manuputraha, Indra, and Devatas change. Then there is Saptarishis. The 7 sages, Saptarishis. These also change. A different set of sages will be the Saptarishis. A different set of rishis will be Saptarishis. Hare Krishna Madhava. And after that, Saptarishis, then what do you say? The last one is Avatar, Manvantara Avatar. Manvantara Avatar is the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his avatar. So Lord Vishnu will come in a particular avatar. You joined how late? 20, 25 minutes maybe. Okay. So once again, I was talking about in a Manvantara avatar, what are the different posts that are reoccupied? Because one Manvantara is like one government. So what are the different positions that are changed in one Manvantara? Manu changes, Manu's sons, because when Manu changes, his sons also change. Manu Putraha, Indra, Devatas, then you have Sapta Rishis, the 7 sages, and Manvantara avatar. These are the 6 things that change in every Manvantara. So in one day of Brahma, there are 14 governments. 14 times there is a change of government. And each of these is called one Manvantara. And that Manvantara is named after the Manu, who is the leader of that Manvantara. Manvantara, right? That is the period of rule of that particular Manu, Manvantara. So, which Manvantara are we in now? We are in Vaivasvata Manvantara. That means our Manu, the time period in which we are in now, this is the rule of Vaivasvata Manu. Vaivasvata Manu means Manu, the son of Vivasvan. Vivasvan mana vepraha manur ikshvaka vebravit. Bhagavad Gita. So Vivasvan is sun god, son Manu. That Manu is ruling currently. This is called Vaivasvata Manvantara. And which Manvantara is this? This is the 7th Manvantara. So out of 14, we are in the 7th one. So this is in the middle of the day of Brahmaji. Brahmaji has 12 hours in his day, right? His day, let's say 12 hours like that. So he has day and night, but his day is divided into 14 Manvantaras. And how long is these 14 Manvantaras or one day of Brahma? That is equivalent to 1000 cycles, Yuga cycles. One Yuga cycle has Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali Yuga together. These 4 together is called one Mahayuga. Mahayuga means a cycle of 4. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. This is one cycle. 1000 such cycles equals one day of Brahma. So these 1000 cycles are now divided into 14 Manvantaras. Then how many cycles will be in each Manvantara? Approximately 71 cycles. 71 cycles. Okay. So now we are in which Manvantara? We are in the 7th Manvantara, and this is called Vaivasvata Manvantara. You know who is the Manvantara avatar for this Manvantara? Vamandev. Vamandev is the Manvantara avatar. So, yes, Vamandev. He is the Yuga avatar. Now, why I'm saying this is we are discussing here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we were talking about Varahadev. Varahadev. And why we are talking about Varahadev? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited this place called Vriddhakola, where the deity is Shweta Varaha. So I was explaining about the difference between Shweta Varaha and Rakta Varaha. Shweta means white, Rakta means red. Sometimes Rakta Varaha is also called Neela Varaha, like blue Varaha, like that. But the point is Shweta Varaha, his pastimes are different from Rakta Varaha's pastimes. Shweta Varaha comes in the beginning of the day when the earth drowns in the ocean, Garbhodaka ocean. Shweta Varahadev comes and lifts the earth out and puts her back in place. That's his pastime. And then he goes back to his, planet, Vaikuntha planet. But Raktavaraha, when he comes at a different time. He doesn't come in the first Manvantara. Shvetavaraha comes in the first Manvantara. Not first Manvantara, in the day of Brahmaji. It's about, you can say in the first Manvantara. Why? Because In the very beginning, see again, try to remember, this is Brahmaji's days. So every morning when he wakes up, and in his day, after he wakes up, there are 14 manvantaras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. So in the very beginning of the day, it has to be first manvantara. So when he wakes up in the morning, everything is inundated in water. Brahmaji has to create. Everything is inundated in water means the earth planet is in the water, and even the higher planets, Swarga, etc., they're all in water. And one more thing that, I think it would be better if I had actually drawn it, but my whiteboard is not connected, so I cannot draw it right now. But just try to picture it, try to picture in your mind. This whole Bhumandala is like a disk. And so we know there are 7 lower planetary systems, and in the middle there is Earth, and then there are higher planets. We know that, right? The lower planets are inside the Earth. Like on the surface is where we are. The surface of this disk is where we are located. And in that disk also now there are concentric circles. So the center is Jambudweep island. That island is surrounded by ocean of salt water. Now outside that ring of salt water is another ring of land. That is another island where there are living entities living. Like there are names also in the 5th canto we see like Shalmali Dweep and Plaksha Dweep, like that. Center is Jambudweep. We are in the Jambudweep. Like this, there are 7 islands. How these islands are formed? Originally, it was only one, but uh, um, the son of the brother of Priyavrat Maharaj. Priyavrat Maharaj, he actually went on his chariot on the earth and created, like ditches by the wheel of his chariot, and that got filled by these various liquids, either water. One is salt water, the other is sweet water, then you have sugar cane juice, then you have milk, and you have ghee, like that. Different oceans are there. So each of these uh, islands is surrounded by these liquids. In this Jambu, so they're all, called Bhauma Swarga. Bhauma Swarga means they are heavenly planets on earth. So it's not like here. The pleasures are very high. They are heavenly planets. People don't become old like that. Those planets are all heavenly, but on earth, Bhauma Swarga. We are in the center, Jambudweep. But even in Jambudweep, again there are varshas. Jambudweep is divided into varshas. How? There are these mountain chains separating one piece of land from another. So the tract of land within one, or the land which is separated by these different mountain chains is known as different varshas. There is Ilavrita Varsha, like that. We are in Bharat Varsha. Bharat Varsha. Within Jambudweep, there are 9 Varshas. This also, the details we'll read in the 5th canto. We had read it a while ago, but the details come there. So we are in Bharat Varsha. Bharat Varsha is at the bottom, southmost. The last Varsha is Bharat Varsha. But even in Bharat Varsha, we are in Bharata Khanda. Bharata Khanda is in the shape of not just a globe, it's more like an ice cream cone, like a cone with an ice cream on top, like a ball. That's the shape of Bharat Khanda. So this ice cream cone, the tip of the cone is fixed in the South Pole. That is Bharat Khanda. Bharat Khanda is in Bharat Varsha. So the globe that we know, that is Bharat Khanda. So anyway, why I am telling you all this is to tell you about when we say Bhumandala, what is this Bhumandala? Bhumandala means the entire surface of this disk is Bhumandala, consisting of, of course, Bharat Khanda is there, Bharat Varsha is there, Jambu Dvipa, then all these other Dvipas, that whole thing, that is Bhumandala. And that is on the surface of the disk. But inside the thickness of this disk are many, the lower planetary systems. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. Bottom, lowest is you have all these hellish planets, 28 hellish planets. Yamaraja's court is also there. And also there is Pitraloka, like that. Everything is within this disk, inside. And here in Jambudvipa, on the surface in Jambudvipa, in the center of Jambudvipa, so Jambudvipa is the center of that circle disk. In the center of that Jambudvipa is this golden mountain called Mount Sumeru. Mount Sumeru. On the top of Mount Sumeru, you have Lord Indra's and the demigod staying there, Swarga. Okay. So when there is annihilation, what is happening? Everything up to Swarga is inundated. It's going inside water. Because Bhumandala is going inside water in the center, and the exact dimensions of this Mount Sumeru is also given. But everything is going inside water. So therefore, everything is annihilated. Of course, there are the sages who live in the higher planets. Maharloka also is vacated. Nobody is staying there. So they are in the Antariksha, in the space. Higher planets, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Maharloka, Satyaloka, they are in space. So they are there. They are existing. So now when Brahmaji wakes up in the morning, he has to once again create. Create means the planets are already there, but they are now inside water. He has to give bodies to all these different people, living entities, and send them to different planets according to their karma. And once again, there's activity going on. So to do that, he needs the earth. So at that time, Varahadev appears to help Brahmaji, and he lift the earth out. That is Shvetavaraha. So Shvetavaraha is coming in the first Manvantara of Brahmaji's day, very beginning, because Brahmaji has to create. What about Raktavaraha? Raktavaraha comes in Chakshusha Manvantara. Chakshusha means that Manu is Chakshusha Manu. So his Manu is Manvantara. Which one is this? This is the one before the current one. We are in the seventh one, Vaivasvata Manvantara. The one before Vaivasvata Manvantara is called Chakshusha Manvantara. Sixth Manvantara. Sixth Manvantara. So in sixth Manvantara, called Chakshusha Manvantara, Raktavaraha comes. Why he comes? It's a different pastime here. It's not that whenever there is annihilation, at the end of the day, the earth is going into water naturally. But in Raktavaraha, this is in the middle of the day of Brahmaji. Not at the end of the day, there is annihilation. No. This is in the middle of the day, the sixth Manvantara of Brahmaji. This demon called Hiranyaksha, so Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha appear in Chakshusha Manvantara. They take birth in Chakshusha Manvantara. They steal, not they, but Hiranyaksha. He steals the earth forcibly and puts her in the Garbhodaka water. This happens in the Chakshusha Manvantara. Whereas in the beginning, first Manvantara, Hiranyaksha is not there. He is not born. Naturally, because of annihilation, the water level rises and the earth goes under water. Then Shvetavaraha comes and lifts the earth. But Raktavaraha is the one who comes, releases the earth from Hiranyaksha, places her in her original position, fights with Hiranyaksha and kills Hiranyaksha. This is Raktavaraha. So that's what I wanted to tell you. It's time now. Maybe I'll read a little bit because we didn't even read one verse today. Let's just see what happened. So I was telling you, we were reading that Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu went to Vriddhakola. In Vriddhakola, the deity is Shvetavaraha, and as Mahaprabhu does in every temple, he offered his respects. Pitambara Shivasthane Gela Gaurhari. Okay, so he offered obeisances to Shvetavaraha. And from there, Mahaprabhu went to Lord Shiva. But this Lord Shiva is has a speciality that he is wearing yellow garments, pitambar. Generally, we see Lord Krishna is wearing pitambara, but Lord Shiva, he's wearing, like a deer skin, tiger skin, I think. But here, Lord Shiva is wearing pitambara, yellow garments. So he's known as Pitambara Shiva, Lord Shiva wearing yellow garments. Pitambara Shiva Sthane Gela Gaurahari. So after taking darshan of Shvetavaraha, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took darshan or went to Lord Shiva, visited the temple of Lord Shiva, wherein the deity is dressed with yellow garments. So I'll quickly read the purport. The temple of the white boar incarnation is situated at Vriddhakola or Sri Mushnam. The temple is made of stone and is located about 1 mile south of an oasis known as Balipitham. Okay, this is an oasis, and that oasis is called Balipitham. There is a deity of the white boar incarnation above whose head Sheshnag serves as an umbrella. So this in Vriddhakola is the deity of Shvetavaraha, just like in Mayapur we have Lord Narsingadev with Anantasesh. Like that, here is a deity of Varahadev with Anantasesh above his head. So the temple of Lord Shiva mentioned here is situated. So after Varahadev's temple, there is the temple of Lord Shiva mentioned here is situated in Pitambara or Chidambaram. So the place itself is called Pitambara. The Lord Shiva is called Pitambara Shiva because he is wearing yellow garments. Because of Lord Shiva in that place itself is called Pitambara or Chidambaram. It is 26 miles south of Kadalur. The deity of Lord Shiva there is known as Akashalinga. What is the name of Pitambar Shiva? Akashalinga. The temple is situated on about 39 acres of land, and all this land is surrounded by a wall and by a road that is about 60 feet wide. So we read this also in the previous class. We've seen a wide road in Jagannath Puri where the Rath Yatra happens. This is 60 feet wide road surrounding a wall which is covering an area of 39 acres of land. If you have an idea of what is 1 acre, it is big. So 39 acres of land, so square feet obviously. So there's a wall going around 39 acres, and outside that wall is a wide road going all around, which is 60 feet wide. 60 feet is a lot. So this is Akashlinga. So that's where we stopped in the previous session. All this was recap. Let me read one verse today, text 74. Śiyālī-bhairavī devī kari daraśana, kāverīra tīre āilā śacīra nandan. So from Pitambar Shiva, also the deity of Shiva is called Akashlinga there. Now Mahaprabhu came to Śiyālī-bhairavī, Śiyālī-bhairavī, Śiyālī-bhairavī. And then he took darshan of Śiyālī-bhairavī devī, goddess. Her name is Śiyālī-bhairavī, like a form of goddess Durgā or goddess Parvati. Śiyālī-bhairavī devī kori darshan. He took darshan of Śiyālī-bhairavī devī. Kāverīra tīre āilā śacīra nandan. So in this way he came to the banks of the river Kāverī. After visiting the temple of Śiyālī-bhairavī, a form of the goddess Durgā, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, the son of Mother Śacī, went to the bank of the river Kāverī. Purport. The temple of Śiyālī-bhairavī is located in the Tanjore district. So this is in Tamil Nadu. So is located in the Tanjore district, about 48 miles northeast of Tanjore city. It's called Tanjavur. Now it's Tanjore. Northeast of Tanjore city. Śiyālī-bhairavī. There is a very much celebrated temple of Lord Shiva there, and also a very large lake. It is said, one thing you will see in all holy places, there are these kunds, like we have, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, like that. There are these lakes, kunds. You go to various temples, you'll see. There is a very much celebrated temple of Lord Shiva. There is also a very large lake. It is said that once a small boy who was a devotee of Lord Shiva came to that temple, and the goddess Durgā, known as Bhairavi, gave him her breast to suck. After visiting this temple, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu went to the bank of the river Kāverī, Kolirana, via the district of Tiruchirappalli. The Kāverī is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 5th chapter, text 40, as a very pious river. So the point is, from Pitambar Shiva, Mahaprabhu went to Śiyālī-bhairavī temple, which is near Tanjore city in Tanjore district. And the significance is, and in this temple is the deity of goddess Śiyālī-bhairavī, and once a devotee, a small boy of Lord Shiva, came to that place and she nursed him with her breast milk. And after visiting Śiyālī-bhairavī Devi's temple, Mahaprabhu came to the bank of river Kāverī in the district of Tiruchirappalli. So we can stop there today. I went over time. My idea is to read for half an hour from my time, 4 to 4:30, which would be your 5:30 to 6. So it's almost 6:30 now. I went over time, but I want to read for about half an hour before Mangalarti. So I will leave now. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining.